clothes. Thanks, Max. I love that. So there is Stephen Nadorczyk, and he is the reigning world champion. So these are the top 8 gymnasts from qualification. And the first gymnast up is just adjusting the handles, as we've seen from Max Whitlock. Laurent de Munck of Netherlands, 23 years old. And we saw him get a silver medal at the European Championships in the summer. So he's in with a chance. It's very tight, these scores, actually, Craig, in this final. So any little wobbler we've seen, I mean, this has been the nemesis, hasn't it, throughout these championships? So many gymnasts have come a cropper on this piece. Well, we've never seen so many gymnasts fall from the pommel horse. They seemed to be settling in a bit yesterday for the all-around final, but still had falls. The American, Nadorczyk, he fell in the team competition. So Rhys McClenaghan seems to be way out in front, but he'll have to get through because a fall from the apparatus is 1 full mark. So, yeah, anybody could get on the podium. It's going to be a great final. On we go then with the World Pommel Horse Final. And Laurent de Munck starts things off for Netherlands. Well, great to see the Dutch here on this piece of apparatus, because they've been renowned for the high bar work. It's really talented. Such a difficult routine as well. Judges are looking for the elevation of the hips at the front of the double-leg circle. It's got great extension. And that's nice work. The woo travel down the horse. Travels back again, her feet are locked together. He's making a real strong bid. The forward travel, the Magyar, he'll go backwards with the Javado. Come on, keep up the momentum. Up into the handstand. Oh, well. Shame. That would have probably been a medal-winning routine. Well, oh my word. I mean, it was such a strength-sapping routine, and he just didn't have enough to get over the line. He has the most difficult routine within this final. He has a 6.4, and it just does sap. The more circles you do, the further your routine. Your arms are just running out of oxygen, they're cramping up. You can see he's trying to get some blood back into the biceps. And here he goes, he'll just go up for the dismount and finish things off to prove he could do it. There he goes. Well, what a shame, that's how he should have finished. I'd have had money on that for a medal. What a shame. Do you know, I think he was thinking the same thing as he was on that rise to the dismount, and then suddenly, goodness me, what a shame for de Munck. And that's one of the things you learn with experience, isn't it? Never let your mind race ahead. You're not finished till you're back sat in your seat. But it was beautiful, classy work. Just heard Max saying about have your legs locked together. Well, his legs were absolutely glued together throughout the routine. Good, strong hand placement. You can see from these slow motion shots the pressure that goes through the wrists doing pommel work like this. He's got a lovely line, really very good. I'm sure he's a gymnast we'll see much more of in the future. A story of what could have been for Laurent, 13.533. 7.4, yeah, he was given all the difficulty, but sadly the execution was way down. Ryosuke, just off the medal podium from floor. We were talking of all the victims of the pommel horse over the last few days, and Ryosuke actually fell off in the team final. Japan still managing to hold on to the silver medal in that team final, with Great Britain taking the bronze. But Ryosuke hoping to replicate the performance on floor here now at the second final of the day. He's capable of a 14.466.
Solid start into the handstand. That's a very difficult skill. Sawn. This is where the difficulty, working the one pommel handle. Again, another gymnast who's got superb extension. Oh, spoke too soon. He has got a good extension on the double leg circle, and to me it didn't look that far off.
Second gymnast of 2 to take a fall, goodness me.
I think a little bit of luck of disbelief there, Matt.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little separation of the legs. Max was talking about that, so they split the legs, it could be 1 or 3 tenths. Come on, you can see he's starting to get tired now. The arms are giving up. You really have to drive the heels, keep the momentum of the double leg circle. Up into the handstand. Well, what a shame. 2 gymnasts, 2 falls.
Yeah, he never looked settled really, but you can see the happy side of it, Chris.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's laugh or cry, isn't it, at this stage? But no, you're right. It's sort of with 2 gymnasts and 2 both in disbelief, really. How many hundreds of times have they done those routines? Because he's got a very nice circle, really good line. But you have to keep those feet and shoulders working together. And if you don't, it's impossible to keep swinging round. It's such a taxing apparatus if you even just try and hold your legs out like that. But beautiful, classy work there. He just sort of seemed to dip in energy, didn't he?
It is one of those apparatus where you really need to keep the momentum going. As soon as you start using strength, then you've had it.
Ryusuke scores a 12.933. He's had a busy championships, though, to be fair to him. Well, looking to write his name into the history books here. Rhys McClenaghan of Ireland. He got a bronze back in 2019, but this could be his golden year. Rhys McClenaghan for Ireland.
Supremo on this piece of apparatus. He has such a difficult routine. That round on the one handle. And again. Difficult work between the handles. The Russian Wendy swing is going well. He's motoring down the pommel on the Magyar. He'll travel backwards in the Shavado. That's the woo. We've seen him falter on that before, but not today. Come on, Rhys. Up into the handstand, he pirouettes. Rhys McClenaghan, the routine of your life.
What a class act. He went all out for difficulty. He kept the momentum, kept the focus. And surely that's a world medal, but what colour will it be?
Oh, absolutely delighted for him. He's not been on song the last few tournaments, the last few big competitions, and had to go back, work hard. He's got such a good light style. And as you often say, Craig, the faster you swing, the easier it is, and he really motors, as you said, along the pommel horse.
Well, it was absolutely fantastic. It really was. Just look at the execution. The positioning, the balance, absolutely world class.
He's so high up above the handles. And of course, if you let your body dip at all and catch the horse or catch the handles, that's when you come to grief. But he kept his focus and he kept his concentration right through to the finish.
Well, the reigning world champion is to follow, but goodness me, what a tough act to follow that is. Right, what's the benchmark? This will be the golden score for now. This is the one to beat.
Well, it's going to go into the 15s, that's for certain. I think that's one of the best routines I've seen him do, Christine.
Yes, I would say so as well. He looked really focused, didn't he?
Well, it's the only event that he's doing here. All on that routine, all of the work, effort and time spent for that moment. And he didn't let himself down, that's for sure.
No, and actually it puts a great deal of pressure on that one routine when it's the only thing you're doing.
He scored a 15.233 in qualification. Judges making sure of every 10th. It's a 15.3! What a score! It's a world medal, but what colour? It's going to be a tentative weight. 5 gymnasts left to go in this final. But they're going to have to go some to beat that. Stephen Nedorosik, reigning world champion. Can he retain the title? He needs more than 15.3.
A lot of pressure on the world champion, but he's going well so far. Again, a gymnast with another difficult routine, full of originality. Oh, really struggled a little bit there, a little dip in the body. Recovered well. The forward travel, the Magyar is going to work back her down the horse. Winds up into the handstand, a little bit of a hesitation. It's good, but I don't think it's going to be good enough.
No, there was a few waivers of execution, and I think Stephen knows it too. A hesitation on the dismount, Chris, and it just like break the form, a little pike in one of the circles there.
Yeah, just a couple of little errors, but I mean, a great performance and fabulous to see 2 gymnasts really working with such virtuosity on a piece like this.
I'm pleased he got through it. That's all I can say. You know, the 2 gymnasts going toe for toe.
Well, he had a 6.4 in qualification. Interesting, Reese had upped his routine a 10th. He'd performed a 6.4 as well, so I wonder if just that 10th extra will help him. But what a pommel horse final after the 2 falls. The last 2 gymnasts have been superb.
Those first couple of slow motion moves that they showed us showed a little bit of a lack of form here. Just there's that slight hesitation on the way up into the dismount, but it's great pommel horse work.
Absolutely, and because the difficulty was so high, it's going to be up there, this score, but 15.3 is Reese's.
That's a big score to beat.
Well, Nedorosik has had the title, he knows what it feels like.
14.7.
That was
14.4. It's down considerably from his qualification score. He went all out for difficulty, but just couldn't quite match it with the execution. So Rhys McClenaghan still in the lead. 4 to go. Well, the final 4 are going to have a little warm-up, so in the meantime, let's bring in Max. And Max, I mean, goodness me, 15-3, 6-4 on the difficulty. Reece wasn't holding back with that routine.
100%. I think, as Craig said, increasing it by 1/10, I think was a great move, and it paid off. When you watch the routine, I think it was an incredibly clean routine there. You can see it here now in terms of his, the start to the finish, everything going through. It was what kind of I said before, when you do a routine and it's a high value difficulty routine, but you do it clean like that, including the G element there, you know you're going to come out with a big score. His legs were locked together the whole time through. Amazing job. After I will say, after a tricky year that he's had in terms of his consistency level, so he's done brilliant here.
And to come in as well, I mean, you know now as a specialist what it's like, where all of your focus is just on one piece, and it's a big moment when you step up there, and there's a lot at stake for Reece. He's been there or thereabouts for so long, and it did feel like potentially this was his moment, and he went all out. And that feeling when you land of release, what's that like?
A huge sense of relief, and I think like every gymnast knows what goes into a routine like that, the preparation, the amount of routines beforehand, but just when it kind of pays off, it all goes well on the day, the feeling is incredible, especially when it comes out with a great score as well. And when you mention about it, kind of, when you drop down and you're a specialist and you do one piece of apparatus, that's really tough. I think people underestimate how tough that is to go out there. The nerves are always higher on your first piece, and for that to be your first and only piece, it's a really tough job.
Yeah, well, he's got an anxious wait for the next 4. This lad here, Merdenjan, we were talking about it earlier on, Max. I mean, surely there's a few more years for you, because he's 38, this lad.
I know, it's quite positive. It makes me feel quite good. That's 9 years on me. So, like for me, I'm looking to come back, and I feel, it makes me feel young again. So, yeah, huge positive. But huge credit up there. World final at that age is an incredible achievement. All the best to him.
Yeah, well, let's stick on that theme for a little bit longer, Max, and let's talk about what you're up to at the moment and what your plans are.
Yeah, so after a roller coaster year, long story short, in terms of thinking that I was done with gymnastics, I've almost had basically a full reset after mentally struggling through that period after Tokyo. But coming back now, I've made a decision. I'm coming back. I have my targets, fully set on that kind of 2-year journey towards Paris. I'm really determined to get back competing next year. Europeans and Worlds next year, then Europeans and Olympics. 4 major championships, but almost on the journey, just being more open and honest in how I'm feeling, and and showing that journey. I think it'll be an interesting one and a challenging one, but something I'm really excited about.
Well, we're looking forward to commentating on you again, Max. I'm sure it won't be too long.
Thank you.
As we rejoin the men's pommel horse final. It's the last 4 to go, and the 3rd highest qualifier from Kazakhstan, Nariman Kurubanov.
And a good solid start. He's a very tall gymnast, working a little bit slower pace than some we've seen so far. Oh, and there he had to just separate the legs. This is the problem. If you've got a bit of a slower double leg circle, these skills when you're on the one arm, it's really difficult to balance. He's picked up well. Up into handstand. Oh, bit of a shake of the legs, but he's got through. I don't think it'll challenge, but he's got there.
Well, he scored over 15, Chris, in qualification, but that one was just a bit stickier, wasn't it?
It was. I'd be very surprised if that went over 15. But he's a very elegant gymnast, and he's got a very sort of unique style on the pommel horse. He just faltered a couple of times too many. There we are. Here's the leg bend, and then the struggle on the dismount.
Well, yeah, his teammate Karimi, Kazakhstan, was the 3rd highest qualifier for floor. He is the 3rd highest qualifier on pommel horse. So Kazakhstan having a good World Championships.
Yes, quite a few countries really sort of have embraced the specialist viewpoint, and rather than trying to make somebody into an all-rounder, they've sort of used the time in the gym to really become a specialist on a piece of apparatus.
So Reece McClenaghan leads this men's pommel horse final with 15.3. Nedorosik of the USA, last year's champion, is on 14.4. So where will that fit in the mix? Oh, it's gone, yeah, so he's gone into second, 14.533. Gymnast from Kazakhstan, with everything crossed to be the first medalist of Kazakhstan on pommel horse. And talking of firsts, first Jordan gymnast, Ahmed Abu Al-Saud.
Another gymnast with quite a high start value, 6'3", so if he hits, he has got a potential to challenge. Oh, and that's a good start. Just has a little bit more pace about him than the previous gymnast. Oh, and that's nice original work. Try and build the difficulty in the least amount of circles to keep the energy. And he's got good balance on this piece of apparatus. Come on. Up into the handstand pirouette. Well, I think that's a medal. What a routine!
Well, he put in a 6'3" in qualification, and he could just have knocked last year's world champion off the podium. What about that, Chris?
It had such energy, didn't it, right through to the end. Usually the end's a bit of a struggle, but he just swung constantly.
That was sensational.
Well, watch how Reese is thinking, hang on a minute.
Well, yes, because Reese was only a 6'4" start. So the 6'3", only 0.1 behind, and really he didn't falter, did he?
Well, Kurbanov has a score of 14.533. Reese is the only gymnast to score over 15. Abu Al-Saud put in a 14.366 in qualification. It's going to be above that.
It's got to be. Well, that when you just get a routine that completely take you by surprise, that was brilliant. It'll not be good enough to go above Reese, but it should be worthy of a medal.
14.866. He's gone into second. Abu Al-Saud. Welcome to the world of pommel horse.
Well, what a sensational final.
Absolutely superb. First time we've seen Jordan in the final, and they could well get a medal. But this lad's been around the block. Filip Ud of Croatia. His first world medal was back in 2014. He's had an Olympic silver, European silver.
Yes, real pedigree on this piece of apparatus. His own unique style. Just have the difficulty of the top guys, so he has to work well on his execution. Ooh. Splitting of the legs there will not help. That's nice original work though. Travelling back down, much better in the tension in the legs. Travel forward and backwards. Gymnasts only allowed 2 travels. Ooh, then he hesitates on the dismount. So one of the requirements is that you need a difficult dismount, which is D or above. So if you just go to handstand there, you lose the requirement as well, which is half a mark on top. So I think, if there's any... Yeah, he'll go back and perform the dismount again.
What a shame for Filip Ud.
He's only 30 seconds, so he needs to be within time. Oh, again then, he's off at the wrong side, but I don't think he'll go for another.
Well, what a disappointment, really. He started so strongly, but it faltered about 2/3 of the way through.
Well, the end of that routine will guarantee Abu Al-Soud a medal, because there's only one gymnast left to go and he's sitting in second place. So what a day of history that's been made for Jordan. First entry into a final, and he goes and takes a medal.
That is just phenomenal.
Yes.
And fantastic as well at the same time. And once you're in the final, we've talked about this before, once you're in the top 8, it's you've a real chance.
Well, anything's possible, isn't it? It starts from 0. Doesn't matter whether you qualified 8th. You start from 0 and anything can happen.
Certainly if your start value's up there with all the rest. Obviously if you're a mark behind, it's a bit difficult, but you've got a good score, you're in the mix.
12.5 for Filip Ud of Croatia. He got a silver back in 2017, he'll be all right. So Rhys McClenaghan, with 1 to go, leads Abu Al-Soud in second. And Kurbanov of Kazakhstan, I mean, it would be history there as well if he could get onto the podium. But it's the experienced Merdinyan from Armenia who is next to swing the pommel horse at 38 years old.
Well, he's starting very well. He really needs to be precise with his hand placements. And notice the speed of the double leg circle. You can't afford to hang about. That's difficult work between the pommel handles. Forward travel, Magyar, and backwards. This is fantastic work. Doesn't do the handstand dismount. No, he didn't. He is now, sorry, up into the pirouette. What a routine! Well, take a medal.
38 years old, surely he'll be the oldest medalist at the World Championships ever. I mean, that would be something. We're going to have to check the record books on that one, but I'm going to stick my arm up and say yes. Wow, goodness me. What he needs is over, well, he can tie, can't he? So he could get 14.533 for a medal.
He had 14.7 in qualification, Chris, and I don't think there was a lot wrong with that.
No, he swung really well.
He got a bronze in 2015.
See, lots and lots of experience. To be honest, each time you don't get the opportunity to do world finals very often, but if you can rack up a few, 3 or 4 times you've been in a world final, you start to know what it's all about.
Yeah.
And the experience does really pay off.
Well, 15.3 is the golden score. Sure, it won't beat that, but what he's after is getting up onto that medal podium. 14.533 is the score to join Kurbanov from Kazakhstan. Abu Al-Soud has a score of 14.866. He's in second. It's a medal for Merdinyan. 14.733. What a hero. Well done. 38 years old and smashed it. Absolutely superb, but what a final we've seen here. There is the new world pommel horse champion. Rhys McClenaghan for Ireland is the champion. It's been a long time coming for him, and it's happened. It all came good on the day. And a golden moment for Rhys McClenaghan. He takes gold. Ahmed Abu Al-Soud of Jordan makes history for his country and takes the silver. And Harden Merdinyan of Armenia takes bronze. But what a moment for Rhys. Ahmed Abu Al-Soud of Jordan. Never has Jordan had a gymnast in the pommel final, and he comes in and takes a medal. And what about this from Merdinyan?
just actually fantastic to see a mix of nations, different people, different ages. Gymnastics can be for lots of different people, you know. It's very often a bit stereotyped.
Yeah.
This has been an absolutely fantastic open final.
Aneta Rosic came in to try and retain the title, and he finishes in 5th. Way! Family celebrations all round. Rhys McClenaghan is the world champion. He's done it. He's been up and down throughout his career. He went back and focused in on this. He came here to do business, and this is the result. Rhys McClenaghan of Ireland is the world pommel horse champion. Ahmed Abu Al-Soud of Jordan makes history with a silver medal. And Merdinyan, at 38 years old, is on the medal podium at the world final. Miriam is down with Rhys now, so let's hear from the new pommel horse world champion.
Rhys, you just became Ireland's first world gymnastics champion. What about that? No words, just pure joy, pure joy. Rhys, it was the routine of a lifetime, and you could have been really distracted with those first 2 falls, but you just looked so focused. You just looked, you came to win this event.
Yeah, I mean, I do come to win every event I do, but
can you sum it up? Rhys, you know what? Go and get your medal. Go and get your medal. Congratulations.
thank you.
Do you know what? That does sum it up perfectly. You don't need to speak, do you, when you've given everything, and there's so much pressure on him. And like we said, he has been up and down, and there was so much relying on this moment. And, you know, Rhys, I'm sure, would be the first to say that he's put pressure on himself, and he's come out and he's managed to deliver under extreme circumstances, and he's brilliant. I mean, absolutely superb. I want to bring Max in, if I can, as a 3-time world champion. Max, what did you make of this performance here today?
It was incredible. I think the whole pommel final, I think the history that's been made today, you know, with the nations that have never been in those positions before, is incredible. Rhys done an amazing job, and you can see how much that means to him. A clean routine under that pressure, like I said, under a difficult year that he's had. He's pulled through when it mattered, and yeah, he thoroughly deserves that.
Yeah, and you talk about the mix of nations and the mix of ages as well in this. I mean, you know, we said at the beginning, 38 years old, it gives you hope, but I tell you what, Merdinyan has still got it.
Oh, 100%. I think that's amazing. Seeing that, I think that shows a lot for a lot of gymnasts. It shows a lot to me. I'm sitting up here feeling actually really motivated.
Are you?
I think a lot by that. I think, you know, if you can perform at that level, the age of 38 years old, come out with a world medal, world final, world medal, I think that is absolutely incredible. I think that's unbelievably impressive. So yeah, credit to every single one of those gymnasts in there.
Yeah, and Abu Al-Soud as well. You know, it's first time Jordan's been in the pommel final, and he comes in and wins a medal.
And that'll be huge for his country, for the sport in his country, for young gymnasts. Seeing that, they will believe what's possible. You'll see a lot. I'm sure you'll see in many years to come now a lot more pommel workers from his nation, from Jordan, you know, really pushing the boundaries, because they've seen him do this. And
have you seen him do this before? I mean, we were saying, where's he come from? Have you seen this gymnast before?
No, I haven't. I think that's what's amazing about sport. People pop out the woodworks, and you know, one thing you can never do is underestimate anybody. And that final is a complete proof of that. People come out the woodworks, whether young, whether they're older. That's proof that anybody can win. Anybody can come top placed on any stage. Anything's possible. Yeah.
So in all seriousness, then, it has given you the motivation to keep going. I know you're in the gym at the moment, so it's game on, is it, Max Whitlock?
100% it's given me the motivation. I think that watching that was inspiring. So I'm looking forward to kind of hopefully being down there with the boys, with the guys, and the team next time.
Yeah, well, it was just incredible to see the emotion actually from Rhys afterwards. So
his confidence builds with it, and then all you needed to just add that ingredient in, and he done it.
Well, just behind us, Rhys McClenaghan has stepped up to receive his gold medal. He's world champion. on pommel horse. It was an incredible final. Abu Al-Soud, he takes the silver, Merdinyan the bronze, but there is the new pommel world champion, Rhys McClenaghan. Again, a gymnast, been a long time in the making. And this now is his moment. Yeah, Rhys has got a bronze at the World Championships. You know what this feels like, Max, obviously. But there we are, Rhys McClenaghan, World Pommel Champion. It's happened for him. But Abu Al-Soud taking a silver for Jordan. Jordan never had a pommel horse finalist before. In he came and he takes the silver. But at 38 years old, Merdinyan sets an example for all of us. Rhys McClenaghan, pommel horse world champion, and Ireland's first ever world champion in gymnastics. What a moment for him. Well, there's more medals on offer tomorrow. Gosh, we've seen some finals, we really have. And Gianni, your job is not over yet.